Today I want to talk to you about a piece of equipment that I get more questions about than any other piece of equipment. The ISOBox. Almost any video that I post that has this box in it, I get a series of questions like, what's up with the box? How did you build the box? What's it made out of? How much sound does it cut? Does it sound like it's in a box? I'm going to try and answer as many of these questions as I can, starting with the construction. Actually, first, isn't this stand cool? This is from Ogre Guitars. They make really cool stuff. They made this and this that I keep my picks in. Ooh, it's pretty cool. Look at the detail. But now this is where I have to say that this isn't a sponsored post. I didn't talk to Ogre about this at all. I just really dig their stuff. These guys don't sponsor either, but I wish they did. So first of all, why did I build the ISOBox? Simple. 100% just to cut volume. It has nothing to do with tone, nothing to do with shaping the sound. It was just 100% because I needed quieter guitars in the house. If I wanted to be able to record a tube amp at any time of the day, it was going to scream through the house. It's the same reason I use TuneTrack for drums most of the time rather than actually playing drums, which I miss dearly. It's that if I'm going to record drums, I'm pretty much dominating the house. And guitars aren't a whole lot different. Granted, I can throw it in a room or whatever, but it's still ridiculously loud, right? So my solution was to build an isolation box. I'd seen a few different types built, and I had to decide when I built mine whether I wanted a 212 or a 412 in it. Ultimately, it seemed like building it with a 412 was just going to be ridiculous, so I built it big enough to hold a 212, and I made it out of 3/4 MDF, which I've then littered with various stickers that I've brought home from the NAMM shows. I wish I could tell you how much I have in it, total cost, and I can't remember exactly. I think there was 2 sheets of 3/4 MDF. The majority of the components were the MDF, a bunch of screws, foam, hinges, casters, and a seal and a handle. If I had to guess, I'd say I've got under 150 bucks in the whole thing. And since I always get asked about size, 36.5 by about 28.25, and then deep, 38 inches deep. That was the size of this panel. Actually, with the panel screwed on, the total width, 38 by 38. What I did is I have a set of casters on the bottom so I can roll it around. Got just a basic handle here. I've got basic hinges back here. Okay, here you can see a little bit better. I wanted to have plenty of space for the cab to rest up against the back and then still have room to manipulate microphones. And I haven't used that for a while, but I can't imagine that was the mic position I used, but whatever. I used 2-inch foam all the way around, just stapled it in there. I actually cut a notch right there that I run the cabling out of. I also foamed the top, and that's pretty much all she wrote there. But this thing is, it's heavy, and it's definitely sealed. If you listen here, we close the lid. You can hear it pushing all the air out of there. It's pretty sealed. Now, of course, the big pain, it's wider than most doorways, so if I want to move this around, I got to tear it apart. Obviously, I got it on wheels so I can cart it around the room all I want. So one of the biggest questions people have about putting your cabinet in a box like this is, doesn't it make your tone sound boxy? To me, that's kind of a loaded question. I play primarily harder rock, so I'm generally really close mic'd. So no, it makes everything sound nice and tight. It's but not a whole lot different than if I had the cab sitting outside with a mic right on it. Now, maybe if you're playing music that's not as high gain, you're using like a Fender Twin and you're backing the mic way off and you want to get some room sound, that's obviously not going to happen in a situation like this. Not that you still couldn't get a good sound with a Twin in there. What you're not going to get is the nice roomy sound that you would get if I just had it sitting on the floor and backed a mic up, 4 or 5 feet. That you're not going to get. Okay, let's see if we can get some sound. Okay, so here we are with it closed. Open. Let's try it with a decibel meter and see what we can see. Now, this isn't like super scientific stuff, so don't put in the comments, dummy used an iPhone, we have no idea what it's really doing. Yes, I'm using an iPhone. And no, we really don't have any idea what it's scientifically doing, but maybe this will give you an idea, because I really didn't feel like buying a decibel meter just to do this. Okay, here it is closed. And here it is open. Okay, hopefully that answered some questions about the isolation box. If this is something that you're interested in building, I'm going to go ahead and spec it out, and I'm going to put a link down in the description that will go out to my website so that you can at least have somewhat of a roadmap on building one of these if you're interested. Like my video, hit subscribe, go out and find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Till next time, Gear Zombie.